Hello guys and welcome again to the channel. On today's video, we are looking at this brand new plugin from Acustica Audio. This is Tiger. And the good thing about this plugin is the fact that Acustica announced they've upgraded this to their Core 19, which is the first one on this Core 19. And also this is one of their second generation of hyper technology, which they've introduced in order to reduce CPU consumption. So, and also apart from the fact that they've put this on Core 19 and reduced the CPU, they've also given you option for the flat, which is also less on CPU because it's 2D. So you can choose whichever GUI that you want to use. One thing I like about this is the fact that with one plugin, you actually got a different compressor curves. And if you drop down this menu, you will see all the compressor curve that's been added. You've got an echo, which is emulation of 1176, the FET compressor. So you've got the ivory, which is a mastering compressor. You've got gold, blonde, pink, magenta. So you got the sun, which is more of a SSL kind of vibe. So you got all these compressors in one plugin. This is really magnificent. So you can actually use just this as your main compressor to mix a whole lot of songs. So on this song, I've actually used 3 different ones. Like this one, you can see the ivory. I have it on the master bus, on the mix bus. And then I've got this on the kick, which is the sand. And on the vocal, I've actually got another one. So there's a lot more features on this plugin as well. As you can see, there's a side chain and there's a saturation there. You can do external side chain as well. That's oversampling. And you have the option to actually tailor your shmod, which is attack shmod, and the release shmod. And you can blend the 2 compressors because this is actually the main one comprises of 2 compressors, one fast and one slow. So I'll actually urge you to go to their website. Let's just head to their website to read a lot more about this plugin because it's really a gem of a plugin with a lot of features that you really need to take your time, read through it. Also, if you go to their YouTube channel, Chris has actually done a nice video, which is this, where you can just sit down and go through what each feature does on this plugin, because I bet you it will really help you to understand this plugin more. I like to focus on more how it actually sounds. So let's head back to the DAW and we can listen to how they sound. So let's start with the kick. So this is our kick. I've got the sound compressor curve. Let's have a listen to the kick in solo. If you listen closely, especially if you're using studio speakers or nice studio headphone, you notice how this has actually made this kick more tighter and also more rounder, because a lot of plugins can actually flatten your sound quickly, but this actually has a nice round sound to it, which is what you normally get on a nice compressor, especially a hardware compressor. So let's also try to exaggerate that so you can hear the snap proper. So let's also try to play with this release shmod and attack shmod so you can see how they actually help the behavior of the compressor, the attack and release. Even though we've set our release here and we've also set the attack here, but with this, it also helps to actually shape the sound further. Especially this release, the farther you push it, the more the compressor holds the signal. And the same with the attack. Closer you are, the actually faster the compressor becomes. So have a listen to the attack first. So you can see how with this too, you can also further shape your sound having used the main release and attack. So let's now go to let me bring this down actually. So now let's go to the vocal. Let's have a listen to the vocal. I've used these two compressors before, but now I've muted them using this because these also give you two compressors in one fast and one slow. And I'm using nickel, which is the emulation of the 1176. So let's have a listen to the vocal in isolation. Hey, the floor around some of my body. So let me try to actually compress more on this vocal, and also I'll then play it in context with the sound, and then we'll try to bypass. Hey, the floor. As you can see, this threshold is controlling that fast compressor. You see how fast it's now compressing. So let's now do the slow one. You will see it's really grabbing the vocal properly now. You can't even hear the words. So let's back off on that. And also the same attack and release mode. So you can actually pull this further so it's not holding it too much. The same with the attack, so you can play with it. So let's back off and then listen to it in context with the song quickly. Hey, the floor around some of my body. The bed coming right away. You got me putting time in. Nobody got me feeling this way. You probably think I like it. I'm lying. I'm guilty, bitches coming right back. So you definitely see that once this compressor comes in, the vocal sits up front and shines. So now let's listen to the one on the mix bus, which is this. I'm using Ivory. Obviously, when you change each mode, it changes the features depending on how the compressor is meant to be. Like this one, because it's a mastering compressor, you can see the ratio is quite low. It starts from 1.4 on the ratio. But I've got it in between, which I believe is 1.5 because the next is 1.6. So let's have a listen to it and I'll bypass it halfway. But I've set it in a way so it's not compressing much, even though I'm using the fast and the slow compressors. Hey, the floor around some of my body. You definitely notice immediately this coming, the song just sounds more rounded because I'm also using the saturation here, which is this preamp. So you can turn it on or off. If you want it more transparent, just turn off this preamp. Or if you want to add a bit more, old school flavor, more of the analog vibe, you just hit that, put it on, and then play with the saturation volume. So I think another thing good about this plugin is the fact that you can also mix it. You can mix both the slow or the fast. And then I've talked about the blend if you want more of the fast or more of the slow. So this is really a much great plugin and forward thinking from Acustica Audio. So let me know what you think. Another thing actually, which I've not used here that is really helpful is this oversampling. If you hit this oversampling, it does help with the sound. I believe I used it on the vocal. As you can see there, ×4 oversampling, it really helps. So times 2 is obviously goes a long way. So let me know what you think about this plugin on the comment section. And also if there's something that I've not covered here, which you wished I would have covered, also let me know. But like I said, there's so many things that you need to read about on this plugin. And if you look up the Acustica Audio channel where Chris has done a very awesome video talking about each button, because you've got the sidechain here, which he also talked about. And this DS, he also talked about it. So let me know anyway down what you think about it, but go ahead and try this plugin and see you guys in the next video. Bye now.